students, this is Dr. Razook Fareedh with 9 years of teaching experience and 15 national and international journal and a monogram to my credit. I am assistant professor in Sree Balaji Medical College and Hospital. This is second part of the bleeding and clotting disorder. We have already discussed the first part of the bleeding and clotting disorder in the previous video, for which I have given the link below. You can watch the first part to continue with the second part of the video. In first part, we have discussed about the bleeding disorder, vessel wall abnormalities, and qualitative and quantitative disorders of the platelets. This video, we continue with the other half of the platelet disorders and clotting disorders. We will move on to the today's session. The first topic is Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome. It's an X-linked recessive disorder. It is a severe congenital hemoglobin M deficiency. It is exclusively seen in boys. Deficiency of X-linked genetic defect in a protein named as Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome protein is responsible for Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome. The clinical findings, there is thrombocytopenic purpura, eczema, increased susceptibility to infection, and cellular and humoral immunodeficiency. Petechiae, purpuric rash, ecchymosis are the early signs. The patient unable to form antibody against polysaccharide containing organisms such as pneumococci, influenza, and coloniform bacilli. There is T and B cell abnormality. Oral manifestation, there is spontaneous bleeding of the gingiva, palatal petechiae. In labs, there is reduced platelet count, 18,000 to 80,000, prolonged bleeding time. Treatment, usually we give platelet transfusion, bone marrow transplantation, and transfer factors. Thrombocytosis, there are two types, primary and secondary. We will discuss in detail. The clinical features, the bleeding tendency, epistaxis, there is bleeding into the genitourinary tract, gastrointestinal tract, and the central nervous system. There is hemorrhage into the skin. Oral manifestation, spontaneous gingival bleeding, prolonged bleeding after dental extraction. In labs, the platelet count may be increased higher. Bleeding time is also prolonged. Clotting time, prothrombin time, and tourniquet tests are normal. Treatment, blood transfusion, aspirin, and corticosteroid. Glanzmann thrombasthenia is a hereditary chronic hemorrhagic disorder. It is an autosomal recessive trait. It is first identified by a pediatrician from Switzerland. In pathogenesis, abnormality in the gene for the glycoprotein 2B and 3A, defect in platelet aggregation. The clinical feature, there is spontaneous bleeding, male and females are equally affected, purpuric hemorrhages of the skin are common, epistaxis, GI bleed, hemarthrosis, and menorrhagia are the other clinical features. Oral manifestation, spontaneous bleeding from the gingiva, palatal petechiae. In lab, we have a prolonged bleeding time. Clot retraction is impaired. Platelet count and clotting time are normal. Treatment, we give microfibrillar collagen preparation along with fibrinolytic inhibitors, recombinant factor 7A. Thrombocytopenic purpura, it's also called as Bernard-Soulier syndrome. It's a rare disease of unknown etiology, qualitative defect or functional defect in the blood platelets. Pathogenesis is abnormality in the gene for glycoprotein 1B, defect in platelet adhesion. Clinical features, there is spontaneous ecchymosis, epistaxis, and bleeding into the gastrointestinal tract. Oral manifestation, there is gingival bleeding, mucosal ecchymosis. Labs, we have the prolonged bleeding time and clotting time. The platelet count is normal. Treatment, usually we give blood transfusion. Coagulation factor deficiency, we have congenital and acquired. In congenital, we have hemophilia A and B, von Willebrand disease. In acquired, we have the liver disease, vitamin K deficiency, and disseminated intravascular coagulation. We will see the liver disorders. Liver plays a major role in clotting process. It is a site for the synthesis of the clotting factors and their inhibitors. Liver diseases causes impaired hemostatic function. The most common hematological finding in liver disease is the thrombocytopenia. Clinical findings, there is no abnormal bleeding, gastrointestinal hemorrhage are present. Oral manifestation, recurrent ecchymosis, epistaxis, severe generalized bleeding. In labs, we have decreased platelet count, increased level of PT, APTT. Treatment, we administer fresh frozen plasma, cryoprecipitate, recombinant factor 7A, and thrombopoietins like L-trombopam. Vitamin K deficiency, it's a hemorrhage, causes hemorrhagic diseases of newborn. Now it is uncommon due to administration of vitamin K at birth as a prophylaxis. Vitamin K, the coagulation vitamin, it's a fat soluble vitamin. It is noticed by Dam in the year 1929. The vitamin K deficiency is involved in intrinsic and extrinsic pathway of clotting. Role of vitamin K, it is necessary for post-translational carboxylation of glutamic acid, necessary for calcium binding to the protein like prothrombin, factor 2, 7, 9 and 10. The sources of vitamin K are the green leafy vegetables, butter, liver, milk and vegetable oils. The requirement, daily requirement is 1 to 2 microgram per kg. Clinical features, bleeding is severe. The patients present with melena, there is large cephalomatomas and bleeding from the umbilical stump. Oral manifestation, there is gingival bleeding, prothrombin levels, bleeding immediately after toothbrushing. If the prothrombin levels are less than 35%, PT levels are less than 20%, there is spontaneous gingival hemorrhage. In labs, we have increased prothrombin time, partial thromboplastin time. Treatment, we administer vitamin K and transfusion of plasma. Disseminated intravascular coagulation is an acquired syndrome characterized by systemic activation of coagulation and results in the formation of thrombi throughout the microcirculation. Etiology, it follows an obstetric complication or an infection or a neoplasm, vascular disorders, massive tissue injury following a snake bite or a trauma. There is acute DIC and chronic DIC. In acute, usually features are generalized ecchymosis, petechiae, bleeding from previous venipuncture site, hemorrhagic skin lesions, acral cyanosis, epistaxis, GI bleed, pulmonary hemorrhage and hematuria. In chronic DIC, we have extensive ecchymosis of the extremities without petechiae, renal impairment, neurological symptoms, Trousseau sign, recurrent episodes of epistaxis, serious internal mucosal bleeding and thrombosis. In labs, we have prolonged APTT and PT, platelet counts are less than 50,000, increased fibrin split products. Treatment, we administer anticoagulants, heparin and fresh frozen plasma. Hemophilia is an hereditary disorder. The defect carried by X chromosome and transmitted as a gender-linked Mendelian recessive trait. It is broadly classified into A, B and C. A is a classical hemophilia, B is Christmas disease and C is Rosenthal syndrome. Classical hemophilia is deficiency of factor 8, Christmas disease is deficiency of factor 9 and Rosenthal syndrome is deficiency of factor 11. Hemophilia A, 80 to 85% of the hemophiliacs, it occurs in the deficiency of factor 8. It's an X-linked recessive. females are carriers and affects males. It affects 1 in every 10,000 patients and positive family history. It is seen in Great Britain's Queen Victoria's family, so it is called as the royal disease. Hemophilia B, it's also called as Christmas disease. It's an X-linked disorder. It is seen in 14% of the patient. The clinical features are persistent bleeding, hemorrhage into the subcutaneous tissue, internal organs and the joint is a common feature, usually present from birth but becomes clinically apparent after several years. Classification based on the severity, we have mild, moderate and severe. Mild, there is following a major injury or surgery results in mild bleeding. Moderate bleeding into the minimal trauma or surgery following the minimal trauma. Severe spontaneous bleeding and muscle hematomas and hematosis. Oral manifestation, hemorrhage from any site in the oral cavity is a common finding. Gingival hemorrhage may be massive and prolonged. Tooth eruption and exfoliation show severe prolonged hemorrhage. The mandibular pseudotumor reported by Stoneman and Beryl, a condition in which there is subperiosteal bleeding with reactive new bone formation causing tumor-like expansion of the bone. In lab, we have prolonged coagulation time, bleeding time is normal, PT and platelet aggregation is normal and APTT is prolonged. Management, preoperative transfusion of whole blood, administration of factor VIII concentrate by intravenous infusion. Next, we see the von Willebrand disease. It is an hereditary bleeding disorder. It is an autosomal dominant disorder manifested in both males and female. It is characterized by prolonged bleeding time. Classification, we have type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1, quantitative decrease in normal von Willebrand factor and factor VIII. Type 2, there is primary qualitative defects of von Willebrand factor. Type 3 is most severe and rarest form where there is marked deficiency of both factor VIII and von Willebrand factor. Clinical feature, prevalence rate is 0.9 to 1.3%. Many children are asymptomatic and are diagnosed as a result of positive family history. There is excessive bleeding. The sites initially involved are the nose, skin and the gingiva. Oral manifestation, gingival bleeding. In some instances there are spontaneous bleeding. In other cases bleeding occurs as a result of minor trauma following brushing. Lab, increased bleeding time. PT, clotting time and APTT are normal. Positive tourniquet test in 50% of the cases. Management, transfusion of plasma and anti-hemophilic factor and administration of desmopressin. To summarize, we have seen the bleeding disorders, the vessel wall abnormalities, qualitative disorders of the platelets like Glanzmann's thrombasthenia, Bernard-Soulier, and quantitative disorders of the platelets, ITP, TTP and Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome. Under clotting disorders, we have seen congenital, hemophilia A and B, von Willebrand disease. In acquired, we have seen the liver disease, vitamin K deficiency and disseminated intravascular coagulation. This comes to the end of today's video. We will see in the next interesting video. Thank you.